All right, everybody, welcome back to the UFC 291 Bet Show. If you're new to this channel, Monday we give our detailed breakdowns, and Thursdays we give our bets. So, without further ado, let's subscribe, and let's get right into this card and give a bet for every single fight on the card. First fight of the night, we got Miranda Maverick versus Priscilla Cachoeira. Minus 334 for Miranda Maverick. I think that's insane. She's looked terrible her last couple fights. Obviously, if she can get the takedowns, she's going to win. But you know what? Minus 334, I'm not laying that kind of money. I will be stabbing the dog. I like Priscilla. Am I super confident? No, but the value's there. I don't need any props because the plus money is already really good on her. I mean, if she wins, there's a good chance it'll be by knockout, but the plus money is good enough for me. So for me, it's dog or pass. It's Priscilla or pass. What about you?
I got two plays. If you're going to play Maverick side, you do Maverick and over 1.5, and you're getting minus 105. That's decent on Maverick because her win condition is probably a decision. She's probably not knocking out the zombie girl. Probably she could submit her. That's an option there too. But that's entailing like she'll have to work hard. The first couple takedowns aren't going to come that easy in the first round. The takedown will come later on in the fight, I think. And Priscilla, I do like the inside the distance, plus 450. It's enough juice added on to the plus 250 that I'll probably stab plus 450 and counter it with a little Miranda parlay with a few other fights. But that's the way I go on that one.
All right, moving on. We got Matthew Semelsberger versus Uros Medic. This is a fight. It's not going to be big on any of my tickets. I think they both have a path here. But I think they both have deficiencies. So for me, if you want to bet for the fight, my bet for that fight is that it does not go the distance. Uros is a big puncher. So if he's going to win, he's got to land a knockout. Otherwise, he's going to get grapple fucked and he'll probably get finished on the ground. So for me, the bet or the play for me on that fight is that it does not go the distance. What do you think?
It does not go the distance. It's pretty good. It's actually minus 285. Two guys that are notorious for knockdowns and finishes. And we got to remember, and this is a common theme this card, elevation. Both you guys don't have like Semelsberger is more durable because he's actually been to decision a couple times with some hard punchers like Chaos Williams. So he's been in there with some hard punchers. Medic, he gasses out. In that last fight against Omar Morales was the first time he's ever been over a round and a half. So yeah, the under is there for me. If you want Matthew Semelsberger, I think he's the winner. Minus 210 seems a little bit too steep. He opened up at like minus 140. That was the time to stab him. I think I lost my stab on him. He'd probably make a YOLO, though, because I really think he wins this fight.
Okay, moving on. We got CJ Vergara versus Vinicius Salvador. This is another fight I wouldn't be playing big. I think there's two outcomes in this fight. I mean, if you're on the Salvador side, it's going to be a knockout. I think 13 of his 14 wins, I believe, are knockouts. So the guy's a big puncher, but he has terrible takedown defense. So it's either Vergara and over, probably decision to be honest. So CJ and over, or Salvador by knockout inside the distance. Those are your two plays. I don't love this fight. Give me Vergara to grind one out. So Vergara and over, but I don't blame anybody with the Salvador knockout. I kind of like that play as well. What do you think?
I have a hot take on this fight. So Alta Moreno versus Salvador, the last fight. Salvador looked completely gassed out in the third round there. His takedown defense is why he lost that fight, to be honest with you. But he didn't look completely gassed out. Now, Vergara, what's his best quality? It's like a shitty quality for a fighter. It's like durability, ability to take a punch. He does nothing really that well, but he is durable as shit. Now, the only thing I was looking at playing is a prop here. It's plus 600 Salvador by decision. I can see him knocking down CJ in the first round. CJ comes back. I can see him knocking him down in the second round. CJ gets up. He's a tough little son of a bitch. And then by the third round, it gets kind of sloppy, and they just kind of ride it out to decision. That's my hot take. I don't like the odds on the fight, regardless on the outcome. I'm gonna stab this plus 600 for fun.
Okay, worth a shot. Moving on, we got Jake Matthews versus Darius Flowers. This is probably another fight I'm not going to be going big on. I don't even know if I'm going to bet this fight, to be honest. But it's another fight that I like that does not go the distance. I think Matthews is going to be able to take him to the ground into his world and finish him. Or if he can't, I think Flowers is going to knock him out. So I think there will be a finish. And then when you add in the factor of the elevation and the gassing, like I think this card, you are going to see a lot of finishes, more finishes than normal. So it's going to be another one where if I'm betting this fight, I am betting that it does not go the distance. What do you think?
One thing I forgot to mention on the Euros Medic fight, he's took that in a week, so I don't know his cardio's up to snuff. So that's another red flag. Say go, not go the distance. Same thing here. I'm pretty sure Darius Flowers took it in like 2 weeks. So his cardio is probably 1 round or bust. I looked into some. He looks actually really exciting. I saw some of his film. He's pretty good. I mean, obviously the competition's not the greatest that he's going up against, but like he looks all right. But he looks like balls to the wall all the time. So Matthews is a little weird because if you go balls to the wall on him, he kind of shells up a little bit. So yeah, I see the finish for sure. What is the finish anyway? Minus 300 is not so bad when you think it's really gonna go. I think this ends up on the ground somehow. Either someone's gonna tap someone. Actually, I like finish the fight to end in a submission.
All right. I like under 2.5, but
Yeah, there we go. That's like I like the unders for sure in that fight. I don't really like Jake Matthews. I think he's gonna win that fight, but he's so boring and he's let me down a couple times, and I can't trust Jake Matthews as.
It wouldn't shock me if he gets chinned.
No, it wouldn't shock me if he. That's the way. That's Darius's path to victory, though, right? Is to chin him or like sub and club or take him down, grind him out to a sub. He has a lot of submissions on his record, so you never know.
All right, moving on. We got Roman Kopylov versus Claudio Ribeiro. This is going to be another middleweight banger. This is another fight that does not go the distance. The odds are probably juiced on that. I don't have the odds in front of me. I know Roman's the favorite. I also favor Roman.
Well, it's not juiced, dude. It's minus 265. That's not even
doesn't go the distance.
Yeah,
I like that because I actually have Roman on a few tickets, but I almost like that bet even better because it's
that's pretty good, bud. Oh man, I mean,
Claudio's 11-3 with 11 knockouts. So if he's gonna win, it's gonna be my knockout, and Roman can bang too. So I do like Roman to get it done, but I love doesn't go the distance. And if you're on a fighter, you're picking by finish. Like I do not see this going. So give me Roman by knockout, but I like that doesn't go the distance, covers both sides. What do you think?
Yeah, Roman by knockout's only plus 100, so I don't see enough juice on that. But the for the percentage wise, yeah, minus 265 on the doesn't go the distance looks really sexy, actually. I like that play. I like that play a lot. It's almost better to play minus 265 doesn't go the distance than either fighter. You play Ribeiro, I don't know. He has a puncher's chance, but I feel like his boxing is like way behind Roman's anyway. So yeah, give me Roman by finish. Give me unders. Give me all the unders. I think it might even go under 1.5.
All right, moving on. We got Derek the Black Beast Lewis versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Give me Marcos. I just can't trust the Black Beast. He's always going to have a chance to score a knockout, but this is another fight where give me the under because Black Beast ain't going the distance. He's either going to knock him out or he's going to wilt and tap quickly or wilt and drop and shell up. And I think this is a very quick fight. I was almost wanting to pick Derek Lewis, but Marcos just beat Waldo Cortez, who I think would beat Derek Lewis at this point, to be honest. I know it sounds crazy, but I think he's a faster, younger, more athletic Derek. Maybe not the same power, but I think he's better at this point. So give me Marcos by finish, and whatever side you're on, bet the finish for the value. There's no way this is going the distance. What do you think?
It's so dumb, though. The value on Derek Lewis, even if the finish is plus 210, and his regular line is plus 180, so you're getting an extra $30 on the 100. So, yeah, I don't know. If you like Rogerio, he actually opened at like a minus 105 plus 100. He's been juiced up to minus 220 now. I think he lost it. Either you put him in a small parlay, But at minus 220, it's too much juice to pay to put out a big bet on him because Black Beast still has that power, right? You never know. I'm not gonna play this fight too much. I'm gonna have Rogerio maybe on a YOLO, but I'm gonna prop hunt a little bit here. Derek Lewis round two knockout is plus 1,000. I'll put like 0.25 a unit on there. $10, pay me 100. Who knows? Derek Lewis has done that dumb shit that he did against Curtis Blades. Cost me. Curtis Blades wins that first round, and then Derek Lewis dummies him with an uppercut in the second round. Then goes on to lose 3 other fights in a row. So like, whatever. This guy has a knockout in him once in a while.
Oh, for sure. I'm not entirely sure it makes it to round 2. That's how quick.
No, I'm not entirely sure it makes it to round. Don't get me. I'm not saying go guys, go bet this thing. No. I'm gonna have some sprinkles on this. Big money sprinkles, at least four digits on the plus money. So if I get 4 digits plus money, sprinkle, I don't care. That's all right. Those are all like the topping on the cake, right?
All right. Moving on, we got Trevin Giles versus Gabriel Bonfim. This is the better brother. I think everybody's on him to win by submission, but maybe he shocks us and he pounds him out. Or maybe Giles has actually been talking a bit of smack this week. He's been saying, I have the better hands. I have the better jab. So maybe, he's confident. I mean, I like genuine confidence. But this is actually a fight that I have 15 tickets. I just noticed. I just looked. I have 15 tickets and I haven't bet this fight once. And I think that's because Gabriel's such a big favorite. So I don't like the minus 334. So I have no plays on this fight. But if you want a bet, I guess you stab Bonfim inside the distance. I mean, there's just no value at minus 334. It's a pass for me. But what do you think?
There's no value inside the distance, minus 200.
Ugh.
Terrible. Gross. Terrible. The only value you have here is Trevin Giles to win by decision. That's the only value you have. And if you don't want that, then this fight is probably should stay off your card. Unless you're putting him in a YOLO, because I always have one of those. I will play the whole card on one ticket. So, yeah. And I try to find the most common thing that would happen. And I think he's going to win. Trevin Giles doesn't suck, though. And he's known to, like, draw fights out. So maybe Gabriel Bonfim and over 1.5. But this guy is such an opportunistic submission artist. So it's just really hard. And Trevin Giles gives up his neck. Round 3 against Gerald Mearshart. Killed me that night. I remember all these fights every time you break down these guys, and then you remember it, and you're like, "Oh, this guy cost me money." But yeah, Bonfim to win. Don't go crazy, folks.
Yeah, just the value's not there. All right, moving on to the main card. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Moving on to the main card, we got Michael Chiesa versus Kevin Holland. For me, there's 2 plays here. You're getting Kevin Holland to finish, to catch him on the feet, probably knock him out. That's a plus 120, not fantastic. Or you're going Chiesa decision plus 320, which that's a nice number. Chiesa is not going to submit Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland actually is a very good grappler, and he's not going to knock out Kevin Holland. So if he's to win this fight, it's going to be by wrestle fuck. It's going to be by relentless takedowns and laying on him for 15 minutes. That is his path, and it's quite a clear path as well. I'm fading Chiesa just because I think he's got too comfy as a commentator. So I am playing Holland by knockout, but that Chiesa decision line is very, very tempting. And I think that might be the best value in this fight. What do you think?
Well, if you parlayed Kevin Holland, you might as well use the Chiesa line later on in the card if you're that far to hedge out with, right? Because it's an easy hedge at plus 325. You actually read my mind. I looked at that prop earlier today. I was just like, oh, that's a juicy. Because, like, he's not going to submit Kevin Holland. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt, right? And there's no way he has better hands than Kevin Holland. I'm not saying Kevin Holland can't win this fight at all. The odds are close. I see both past the victory. I like your style on this one, though. Parlay Kevin Holland, hedge with Michael Chiesa, make money on this fight. As for the round props, I don't actually mind the over 1.5. Chiesa probably won't get knocked out right away because I don't think he just stands there in front of him right away. I think he tries to push him up against the cage, get in there, grind. I think there's a little grinding going on in that fight, and then elevation might come into play both ways, right? Like it's a common theme. Elevation is going to play a part in a lot of these fights. Maybe not this one that much though.
No, Chiesa has kind of gassed out before. Actually, Holland doesn't have that muscular body. I feel like he has the cardio advantage for sure. So
yeah, because well, it's easier to strike than it is to grapple, right? So put it that way, right?
All right, moving on. They did change the order here. We got Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green. For whoever I pissed off last video or whoever we both pissed off, sorry, Tony Ferguson is a legend, whatever. But I ain't betting them. Now, fuck, as much as I feel very good about Bobby Green winning this fight, he's sitting at minus 400. I don't know how to play. I mean, I've already bet him enough times, so whatever. I got him in enough parlays, but I don't like minus 400. I don't love inside the distance because he's not a huge power puncher. So this is a tough one. If you haven't already bet it, I'm not sure what I would do with it. But I mean, like I said, I do have Bobby Green to win this fight handily. And I do have him in a bunch of parlays. But there's no bet that I love value-wise. What do you think?
I got a value bet that I love here. It's the same game parlay. Bobby Green over 1.5 minus 138. I like that.
That's great.
That's good value. Bobby Green's not a big puncher. Bobby Green probably won't finish Tony Ferguson right away. Tony Ferguson, yeah, he's been finished, but like it was a kick from Michael Chandler, who holds a lot more power than Bobby Green. And who's the other guy that finished him? Geez, he didn't even get finished by Charlie Olives, which was weird. Who else finished him? Gaethe finished him in the 4th round. So yeah, I mean, I think 1.5 Bobby Green minus 138, very parlayable with something else that you like, man. Because you throw something else that you like with that, that's a decent parlay for plus money. 2-fighter?
Yep.
Not bad at all.
All right, moving on. We got the new featured fight. We got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Michel Pereira. The lines are very, very close. I hammered Pereira early in the week when I was getting plus 180. Now he's a plus 130. I still like him, and I don't really know why. I like 29 versus 40. I think he's just as tall and lanky, but he's much stronger. I think he's faster, and I don't think he's gonna play a rangy kickboxing game like Kevin Holland did. So I think he will get some takedowns, and I just think he's much stronger. So I almost feel like he has a chance to score a knockout. As crazy as that sounds, I think he might be able to find a good punch. And if he can't, I don't think he'll accept being outpointed at range. I think he can take down Thompson pretty easily if he wants to. Elevation scares me for sure. And I get it. Wonderboy is the much more technical striker, but I don't know. 29 versus 40, speed, power, size, everything is telling me Michel's going to get it done. That's me. Maybe I'm crazy. That's what I got. What do you think?
I was all over Michel, and I still think he has a good path to victory. But thinking about elevation and all that stuff, and the odds, they've tightened so much. So now that Wonderboy is like a minus 150, I'm looking at only like 55, 45%. And yeah, that's about right. That's about Wonderboy will win between 55 and 60% of the times. If these guys fought 10 times, Wonderboy will probably win 5 or 6 out of the 10, right? That's just the way it goes because I think he's still the better kickboxer. I don't know. I think the odds are too tight now, and I like Wonderboy at minus 150, to be honest with you. But if you're going to take Wonderboy at minus 150, you might as well take him by decision at plus 160. So that's not so bad.
You say plus 160?
Yeah.
You're only getting 10 points on a decision?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Minus you get about 100 points. You get about 100 points on the decision, so that's not too bad. I mean, it's risque, but when's the last time Wonderboy and you finished nobody? I don't think it. Oh, Kevin Holland.
That was a
but
five-round
this
fight.
is another thing. Mike Pereira, his fight IQ. it's whack sometimes. It's actually better now. When he first started, he was a fucking capoeira like beast, right? Apparently. So fight IQ is another thing. Elevation plays into this. I flipped my pick to Stephen Thompson. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully one of us will get some money out of this.
Yeah, just for me, you're right on the IQ and the stupid dancing around fighting shit, but he's literally only 29 now. So when he was doing that shit, he was 25.
No, I
He's
get
5
it.
5-0 in his last 5, and he has been getting takedowns. He averages over a takedown every single fight. So I don't know. Like you said, it's a tough fight to call. I'm taking the plus money, but we'll see how it plays out. It should be an interesting one for sure. Moving on, we got the co-main event. Former champion Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira. Give me Alex by knockout. I like Alex. So yeah, I don't know. I'm probably biased for sure. I like Jan or Yan as well. I do like him. This is another fight. Doesn't go the distance to me. You want a safe pick? I think the under. Alex fights don't go the distance. He's either going to get taken down and finished, or he's going to find the knockout, or he's going to get knocked out standing. Either way, I think there's a finish. 100%. I feel good about there being a finish, but give me Alex by knockout. What do you think?
So I have another hot take here, and I'm on Alex now. So everyone breaking down Jan, everyone, what I've been hearing over the last week or so is like, oh, he's got the wrestling edge, blah, 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 and all that ground game, blah, blah, blah. So I look back at all the other fights. The only fight in his like last 6 fights that he's ever attempted the takedown was the Izzy fight. And if you rewatch that fight, he didn't even try to take him down until he lost to the 3rd or 4th round, where he knew he already lost the first 2 rounds. So it was like a desperate game plan kind of thing, right? So that's one thing. Everyone talks about this legendary Polish power. Well, I haven't fucking seen it in the last few fights at all, right? So, legendary Polish power, Corey Anderson. Where's Corey Anderson? Bellator. Legendary Polish power, Dominic Reyes. Where's Dominic Reyes? I'm not too sure. Israel Adesanya, he won by a unanimous decision because he wrestle-fucked him for the last 3 rounds. He won that fight fair and square, used his brain. No one said Jan Blachowicz never had good fight IQ. He has great fight IQ, to be honest with you. All right? Then against Glover, he hurt his neck apparently, but he tapped pretty quick. If you look at that fight, it was like an insta-tap, right? And then again, it's Rakic. He won via leg injury. And if I'm not mistaken, he was already down a couple rounds to Rakic there, and he probably would have lost the decision to Rakic if that leg injury never happened. So that's another thing. And then against Ankalaev, he didn't even try to take him down to like the 3rd round or something like that, and just tried to play a rangy kickboxing match with him. If he tries to play a rangy kickboxing match with Alex Pereira, he's going to fucking lose. Straight up. Like, and you're like, oh, he's moving from middleweight to light heavyweight. Now, for a guy like Izzy, that's a big problem because he walks around at what, 205, maybe 210. Alex does not walk around at 205, 210. He's probably fighting at 205 on fight day as a middleweight, to be honest with you. More than that, yeah. No, I'm just making this is my argument to the whole thing, right? So you estimate that, and then on top of which, 6'4". I feel like he's been in the UFC for about 2.5 years now. He's had to learn something from Glover. Like all these things, I for some reason and Jan's 40. I know he has the ground game. I feel that Alex is a big human being, and he can shrug off a couple. All he has to do is shrug off 1 or 2, and elevation becomes a problem here as well as this fight goes on. So 0 chance. I think this makes it down to 3 rounds. So give me Alex by knockout. Alex can win a decision though too. So just take your plus money and run, boys.
Yeah. Jan's not a wrestler, and he's not some crazy BJJ guy either.
I mean, so. I looked into it, man. I was breaking down. I said the whole thing. He took down Izzy, blah blah blah, and I looked into it more. And like, yeah, he's not a big wrestler. You're right. And when did he try to take those down? After he already lost the first 2 rounds. But we know Izzy. Izzy ain't going to knock you out in the first 2 rounds unless he has like a beef with you, like Paulo Costa. Alex. Alex will knock his face off if that's the same fight, right? Don't give him 2 rounds. That's all I'm saying. And that was a 5-round fight. This is a 3-round fight.
Yeah, and Alex is not a middleweight, like you said. His whole kickboxing career, he was the light heavyweight glory
Boom,
champion.
boom. I looked
He's
into
the
that
bigger
too.
guy.
Yeah.
He's the bigger man here.
6'4" killer, buddy. I know, like I just think it's like a, what do we say the last time, passing of the torch sort of fight, right? So I feel like that's what it is. That's what it is, man. I'm on Alex too, and I like it too because I really wanted to be on Alex, and I found the path to victory. I found a way, like a proper reasoning. You know what I mean?
Yep. All right, moving on. We got the main event for the BMF belt. We got Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje, the rematch. Dustin finished him with strikes in round number 4 the first time. And to be honest, it's pretty much exactly how I see this one going this time, except I think it might even be quicker. So I like inside the distance. I'm not sure what the odds would be. Just a straight up play doesn't go. But I like that play if you're conservative and you don't want to pick a side, or if you want a side, I'm on Dustin inside the distance with the cleaner hands, the better chin, and just more past the victory. I mean, I don't think he's going to submit him, but at least he could. Gaethje can't submit him, so I like Poirier inside the distance. What do you think?
I like Poirier as well, and not to go the distance is actually minus 250, which ain't, it's not too shabby, right? So yeah, I like Poirier. I like Poirier round props, round 3, round 4, round 5. They're all 4-digit props, right? So you can go that way. They're all like plus 1100, plus 1800, plus 2500 to finish in the latter rounds. I like those props, so I'll probably have a little Poirier action on some parlays, and if I win some money, I will probably sprinkle those 3 props and hope for a finish in the last 3 rounds, and call it a good night at UFC there, buddy. That's you know what I found out on Bet365 too? They do significant strikes now. So you can bet, yeah, you can parlay like if you think a guy's going to get over 50 significant strikes or something like that. So I'll look into more of that for the viewers later on, because that could be start being part of our parlays and stuff like that. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, guys, that does it for UFC 291. It's actually a really good card. Also that night, if you're a boxing guy, you got Crawford versus Spence, wicked fight. There's a lot of good bets on this card. Unlike the last card where you had a ton of decisions, I think we both feel there's going to be a lot of finishes here. Elevation, more dangerous guys. It should be an exciting one. A-Train over here has just added a Premium Picks Twitter account. So I'll put up a screenshot in a second of that. Follow us on Twitter. He'll be manning that, and he'll be posting some bet slips. In a second, I'll put a chart with a recap of everything we're playing. But like all the parlays and everything, some of them we haven't made yet. So follow the Twitter feed. He'll be posting those. And as always, like and subscribe. Enjoy the fights, and we'll see you soon.